The more I hang out on the internet, the more I'm starting to think that there are a lot of black men out here who really hate black women. The reaction to Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson breaking up is the reason that I'm starting to feel this way. Go ahead and follow this page. I am about to break something down. I know you have heard by now that Meg Thee Stallion and NBA player Klay Thompson have broken up. Condolences to the couple. Meg posted that Klay had allegedly cheated. I'm not even going to touch that. What I am outraged about is how so many black men have come out and attacked Meg. A lot of the toxic takes revealed a very unsettling sentiment. It seems that a lot of black men hate black women generally, and they hate Megan Thee Stallion specifically. The comedian Little Duval praised Klay for cheating. He said on X, "I knew Klay Thompson was a real nigga," after the news broke that Klay had cheated. That post on X received 1.9 million likes. Want to talk about blaming the victim? Little Duval posted this also on X. Meg's next album should be called I Might Be the Problem. That post received 1.1 million likes, and Megan wasn't even cheating. But let's keep going, because it is in fact Duval's congratulations to Klay that really speaks to something that feels like a hatred toward Meg. This is what he says, and I quote, "Klay's smart. Bag Meg to get more hoes, and then when you're tired of Meg, just cheat so she can break up with you. Very well played." That post says a lot, like your heart is dead and devoid of feeling. One guy posted a graphic so offensive, I refused to put it in my video. But the graphic was a photo of Meg at the front, bent over, and a line of guys behind her. The graphic sentiment: slut-shaming. The toxic takes essentially say that Megan has too many bodies to be wifed by Klay Thompson or to be taken seriously by anyone. What a double standard. Old relationships are old relationships. These are the same men who would probably sleep with a toothless crackhead if given the opportunity. And yet they think that they hold some moral standing above Meg. And they don't. 90s rapper Cameron seems almost incredulous with the idea that someone could think that Klay fumbled Megan.
You rap about being a hoe. Mad rappers fuck you, and then Klay Thompson fumbled. But we gotta be politically correct.
As a rapper, he should know that everything that someone raps about isn't real, and that embellishment is literally woven into the fabric of hip-hop lyrics. But he wants to criticize Megan for her lyrics. He criticizes her alleged past dalliances with rappers. Who knows if any of these rappers are lying, but still you want to judge her for her past, while I bet you don't want anyone to judge you for yours. In a word, hypocritical. Rappers have been rhyming about their sexual prowess, lies and all, since the beginning of hip hop. No one is saying that Klay and Meg couldn't have had an open relationship if that's what they wanted. But when you have a monogamous understanding with a partner and then you switch it up, that's a problem. And a lot of the men with their toxic takes are blowing past the idea that this type of misleading or disloyal behavior actually causes harm when it totally does. And it also shows zero accountability. And here's another rapper who completely misses the point.
Light skin with good hair. As an athlete, he didn't need Megan. He could have, if you're 6'7" and you're light skinned with good hair, you could have anybody.
Who said Klay needed Megan? If you're in a monogamous relationship, you're in a monogamous relationship. For a period of time, it definitely seemed like Megan and Klay were in a monogamous relationship. They bought a whole house together. let's just face it, a lot of men don't want to admit to misleading their partner, and they don't want to admit to the fallout and the hurt that it caused when they're caught lying. They'd rather lie. They'd rather say Klay doesn't need Megan. When the fact is, when healthy relationships are involved, trust, honesty, disclosure, all of that is a part of a healthy relationship. And let's not ignore the deflector that is DJ Akademiks. He somehow thinks that Megan has somehow messed up the lives of all the people that she's dated.
Megan Thee Stallion done ruin every nigga's life that she been with. Let's keep it a bean. Let's keep it a bean, Chad. Like all these, one nigga doing 10 years in jail. I don't even know what happened to Partisan. Bruv, Megan Thee Stallion is like bad luck. Straight up.
What's interesting about DJ Akademiks' takes is that there's supposedly this big list of all the people that she supposedly dated, but he comes up with 3 names of people whose lives she's supposedly ruined. That math isn't adding up. Where are all the other people whose lives she messed up? And to that I say, this is so much bigger than Klay and Meg. This is about people who really dislike or have a hatred for Black women and really are saying, hey, this has happened to you and somehow it's your fault because of your lyrics, because of what you did in the past. And here's the reality. Her past was her past when they first started dating. So now that they break up, her past is a problem. That literally makes no sense. But these awful takes reveal something very troubling, a pattern of deflection and a lack of accountability. Let's not even talk about what actually happened in the relationship. Let's just dredge up somebody's past. Let's slut shame. Let's criticize rap lyrics, even when everybody knows that 99% of rap lyrics are exaggerated. There were takes on this breakup that Klay has a higher net worth than Megan, as if your net worth excuses poor relationship behavior. For some Black men, it apparently does. There are tons of relationships where people have side pieces and you start off your relationship and you know that. That is one thing. But having someone lie in your face, knowing you agreed to monogamy and then them switching it up, that is something different. And no amount of deflection or a lack of accountability erases that. Based on Megan's posts, monogamy was the expectation and the agreement. And not to bring race into this, but if Megan Pete was a white girl, those same Black men who have been dragging her for filth would be racing to get her to the altar. Don't believe me? Ask Kanye. The hardest part of witnessing all of this and all of the slut shaming and toxic takes is that y'all act like whatever has happened in her life, she is not worthy of love and she does not deserve someone who wants to be there for her. How? So the question I have is this: who hurt you? Who hurt you and made you hate Black women so much that they do not deserve love or someone to be in their corner ever? Y'all aren't perfect with all of your flaws, and yet I bet you believe you deserve love. How is Megan any different? All right, y'all, that's one to grow on. Let me know what you think in the comments. Peace. See you next time.